Today's top 25 tech stories. Subscribe and hit the bell for daily tech updates. Proton VPN's anti-censorship stealth protocol finally lands on Linux. Proton VPN has launched its proprietary stealth protocol in beta for Linux GUI users, enabling obfuscation to evade censorship. The feature is currently supported on Debian, Ubuntu, and Fedora distributions, with more distros expected to follow by the end of summer. KDE Plasma 6.7.1 released with stability fixes, UI improvements, and better Wayland reliability. The KDE Project has released KDE Plasma 6.7.1, a maintenance update focusing on stability, bug fixes, and performance improvements, aiming to provide a smoother and more reliable desktop experience. The update addresses early regressions and fine-tunes the overall user experience. Security updates for Wednesday. Security updates were released on Wednesday. Transcribe.cpp. Handy Computer HF has released Transcribe.cpp, a GGNL-based transcription library supporting latest models. The v0.1.0 library aims to simplify cross-platform speech-to-text applications by providing numerical validation and WER testing for all supported models. NVIDIA DGX Spark as a daily driver. NVIDIA DGX Spark as daily driver. The device, which costs $4,700 $4,000 when the author purchased it, runs Ubuntu 24.04 and features an ARM CPU, NVIDIA GPU with 128 GB of unified memory, and a 4 TB SSD, making it a power-efficient and quiet box suitable for general use such as web browsing and programming. François Ganathi Tour, my halfway journey as an AI/ML engineering Outriki intern at the Fedora project. Building toward François Ganathi Tour has been working as an Outriki intern at the Fedora project since May 18, 2026, focusing on an AI/ML project to aid RPM packagers in navigating 30 years of packaging guidelines. Security updates for Friday. Security updates were released on Friday. Stardew Valley. Through the fair, Spirits Eve, and into winter, the Stardew Valley Fair has concluded, with the Riders co-op playthrough earning a third-place rating of 73 out of 100 for their displayed items, winning 250 tokens. Flock 2026 Afterburn, a retrospective Flock to Fedora 2026, held in Prague from June 14-16, set a record for sponsorship, with 11 unique sponsors committing to the event. The conference featured a packed schedule, including workshops and team meetups on day 0, followed by keynote presentations and discussions on the main days. KDE Plasma became the best Linux desktop, but it's terrifying for new users. KDE Plasma has become the default Linux desktop due to its adoption by popular distros like KDE OS and Fedora, as well as Valve's decision to use it in Steam Deck's desktop mode. However, its complexity can be overwhelming for new users with too many options and settings to navigate. Fedora quietly turned into a serious gaming distro while everyone argued about Ubuntu. Fedora has quietly evolved into a serious gaming distribution, offering a competitive alternative to popular options like KDE OS and Pop! OS. Its frequent updates and aggressive update behavior keep Fedora's graphics stack current, making it well-suited for gaming on modern hardware. Justin Wheeler, Flock to Fedora 2026. What happened? Fedora project leader Jeff Spalata presented a State of Fedora keynote at Flock 2026, featuring a graph showing a significant decline in unique package committers from 2020 and 2023 to early 2026. The data suggests a sharp drop in the number of packagers working on Fedora Linux over time. Jakub Kowalczyk, Fedora Package Review Process Reimagined. Jakub Kowalczyk proposes reimagining the Fedora package review process, citing its clunkiness and inability to effectively review new packages. A key suggestion is proposing new packages through pull requests (PRS), which would allow for a more familiar workflow with inline code comments and CI/CD integration. Aurelian Bompard. From July 06 to July 12, the Fedora team's focus on preparations for Fedora 45 release, driven by July 15 mass rebuild and critical change proposal deadlines. Simultaneously, a massive infrastructure migration is underway, prioritizing security and system stability. I switched to a immutable Linux after one broken update cost me an entire evening. A Linux user switched to an immutable distro after a broken update cost them an entire evening, citing the risk of in-place file modifications and the need for live USBs and patience to fix issues. Immutable distros ensure important system files remain read-only during runtime, allowing for easy rollback to previous working images if updates go awry. I found the Linux tool that shows what's using your disk space and lets you clean it up instantly. Linux users can quickly identify and clean up disk space usage with NCDU, a lightweight terminal tool that scans systems in seconds and allows for easy navigation of storage hogs using arrow keys. Chrome finally arrives on ARM64 Linux, wideband DRM included. Google has released an official build of Chrome for ARM64 Linux, including support for wideband DRM. The build is now available in Debian and RPM-based Linux distributions official repositories. Kevin Fendi, Misc Fedora Bits. Second week of July 2026. Kevin Fendi reports that Fedora infrastructure experienced issues with an ARM64 hardware component, specifically a memory slot failure on a BVM host A64 machine. After troubleshooting and replacing the faulty component, the system is now back online with reduced capacity, while RHEL 10 reinstalls have made some progress. Security updates for Thursday. New security updates have been released for Thursday, addressing vulnerabilities in Linux software. Tamis Torx HDR KDE available for Fedora. RPM Fusion has released KDE 22 Beta 1 for Fedora 44 featuring HDR support under Wayland. The update works well under GNOME sessions with HDR enabled, despite some oversaturation in UI elements when playing high dynamic content. The mysterious Disney World project that has us scratching our heads. A mysterious construction project is underway at Disney's Hollywood Studios, sparking curiosity among fans. Security updates for Friday. Linux users can expect security updates on Friday to address various vulnerabilities. The updates aim to enhance the operating system's defenses against potential threats. Everyone forgot about these 6 Linux desktops, but they might be better than what you use now. Mate, a fork of GNOME 2, offers a stable and resource-efficient Linux desktop environment ideal for older hardware. Meanwhile, XFCE, another lightweight option, gets the basics right, making it a viable alternative to more popular DEs. How a forgotten Toronto story shows Hemingway beginning to invent himself as a fiction writer. Ernest Hemingway wrote the January 1924 Toronto Star article, The Freiburg Fedora, under the pseudonym John Hadley, revealing his early experimentation with fictional storytelling. The piece was part of a collection of long-lost stories that shed new light on Hemingway's literary developments during his time in Toronto. Security updates for Wednesday. Security updates were released on Wednesday. The updates aim to address various vulnerabilities and improve overall system security for Linux users. Thanks for watching. Like and comment below. See you in the next update.